Welcome back to Good Day. For some, it's an ongoing fight, and for others, they don't think twice about it. Getting and staying in shape.
The staying part, sometimes that can be hard. With warmer weather on our doorstep, we thought we'd find some easy ways to help you get into shape for the summer season. I recently visited D1 training in South Toledo, and a summer shape starts at the dinner table.
Yeah.
So you've heard the phrase, abs are made in the kitchen. That means we need to be fueling our bodies with the right stuff. And here I am at D1 training in South Toledo with Coach Destiny, Coach D, the head trainer here at D1, to talk a little bit about that nutrition component, because you do some one-on-one work with people too. Absolutely. Because you can work out all day long, you can lift these heavy weights and then still go, well, why don't I have a six-pack?
Exactly. Yes, that is true. That is true. Abs are technically, I would say, they're made both in the kitchen and in the gym.
You need both.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So when you sit down with people and they first come to you and it's kind of like a clean slate, where do you start with them?
So first I ask them, like, hey, what brought you in here today? What was the first reason why you came in here? And a lot of people, they're telling me like, hey, I've been out of shape for a while. Haven't done anything, haven't worked out. My eating's terrible. They'll admit that. And I tell them, I said, this is a safe space where you come in here, you could discuss with me as a coach and let me know, like, hey, be honest, like what it is that you came in here for. And they'll tell me like, man, I've been out of slack, haven't worked out. I just want to get back in the groove.
So you probably have to take a very close look at everything you're putting in your mouth.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's very strategic.
When you think about it, you're like, oh yeah, maybe that wasn't the best choice. So how do you set people up for success on a plan that they're going to stay with? Because that's what it comes down to too, sticking to it.
Absolutely. So I sit them down, I ask them, what does their regular daily food intake look like, right? So they'll tell me, well, I eat 2 meals a day. It's just lunch and dinner. A lot of people either skip breakfast, And I tell people, I say, as far as me as a coach and in general, breakfast, I believe, is the most important meal of the day. It fuels your body for not just coming to work out, but also you're going to work, you're going to school, you're going to follow these tasks, and you need it to give you that energy. A lot of people don't know the food that we eat affects our mood. It's like our gut and our brain are tied. They're together. So it's like whatever we put negatively in our gut, we're going to have that effect overall. If you pay attention to your mood, you eat candy, pretty much your mood dictates exactly what you want to eat. It's very mental there. So if I'm sitting there, I know I'm craving junk food, it's like, okay, now I know I'm in a saggy mood, I'm not happy, I'm not as energetic, I know I'm not going to do anything. So I tell people, hey, okay, you tell me, lay it down what it is that you normally eat. How often do you drink this? What does that look like on a daily regimen? I also step out and I ask them, I said, what are your food intolerances? Do you have any, allergies that goes with that? So that way that helps me formulate, okay, if you're not used to eating this and you're so used to eating badly, let's substitute it. I always tell people you don't have to fully cancel anything out. You just want to minimize the intake that you're doing. So it's more so, all right, if I'm used to eating donuts and it's a sweet treat. We all love sugar. We can be honest, we love sugar. Yeah. So it's more so, okay, let's lessen that out and substitute it first. Allow it to be a reward for you when it is that you've done something consistently, when you've been on a good, healthy regimen for a whole full week. Let next week be one day where you're like, okay, I will go ahead and get that donut. So I always tell people, let's minimize it first before canceling it out.
Okay, yeah, so it's about giving yourself, though, the time to form the healthy habits and let your body to adjust to that, and eventually it'll start craving good stuff. And, hey, man, I want some carrots today. Can I get some steamed broccoli, right? So how about food tracking? Because we have a lot of apps out there, we have a lot of tools out there. Do you think that could be helpful for people to track what they're eating and take track of their macros every day too?
Absolutely. I believe in food tracking. At first I didn't. When I was in college, it wasn't something as used to me doing that. As I started learning more about nutrition, it became more of a continuance of consistency for me to do that. A lot of people are like, they fall off from tracking. They'll start it, but then of course they need a coach. They need somebody to help them out. Like, hey, can you help me figure out how to do this? I'm the coach that when you come and sit with me, we're gonna talk it through. I'm gonna keep bugging your phone. I wanna make sure you're following the plan. I wanna make sure we're actually reaching our goal. It's easier to get discouraged. I understand that. A lot of people aren't used to writing things down, taking pictures. Our phones are our biggest thing that we have now. So it's like, that'd be perfect with using an app to where you can scan your food. It'll show you, you can edit how many calories there are. I'm a big label reader, so when it comes to grocery shopping, I'm gonna make sure I look at that label, see how much sodium, how many calories, how many fats, proteins is in it, so that way I can hit my goal.
And that's gonna be different for everybody, but when you start tracking those macros, that protein, as you mentioned, and you said a small scale, and that could be something too for people, you're not used to that, you're not used to weighing your food and But portion sizes,
Portion size
that's
is
huge.
important, yes.
Yeah, so that could be something, a little piece of equipment somebody might want to add to their kitchen.
Absolutely. And I'm big on portion sizes. I know normally when we see something, we like our eyes deceive us and we're like, oh my God, we want more, right? So we have to realize when we eat, and me typically, I could be honest, I'm not a fast eater. So it's like I eat slow, but I also manage how I'm eating. So I know I get small portions of things because I know my stomach's not that big. I can't hold all of that. So I tell people we gotta be, it's mindfully eating. We don't wanna eat too fast here, then we lose the availability to be able to digest the food properly that we need to. So I tell people paying attention to that, making sure if we're getting these small portion sizes, see how you feel first after you eat that. Okay, if you're more so full, you know, you can step away from it, wait a couple hours. I give it like 3 to 4 hours in between. You can snack, have something healthier in between before you go to the next big meal. So I always tell people just manage exactly how we're eating, how much we're eating, because then look, we eat too much, then it takes longer for it to digest, and then now it's like we're adding too much more fat in our bodies just from eating all of that food that we couldn't handle in the beginning.
And we're sluggish and we're feeling that. So that's a great tip too, mindful eating, take your time with it. You don't need to scarf it down. And lastly, something that I wanted to ask too, how do we maximize our workouts with nutrition? Is there a good time to eat or snack or anything, or a good thing to eat before a workout or after a workout?
Yes. So my thing is before a workout, now, depending on when you wake up, that's the big thing. So say for us, our first class is at 5 a.m. So if we're starting off at 5, if you want to eat more of an oatmeal, scrambled eggs, if you're a big breakfast eater, I say definitely eat that good between 1 and 2 hours before your workout. If you're more so a yogurt and you have some granola and some banana or maybe even a shake, that'll be good for a good 30 to 45 minutes. It depends. We know some of the food that we eat takes longer to digest, so we want to make sure, like, okay, if we're going to have more of a liquid, we can have that in that good 30 to 45 minute time frame before coming to workout. Protein and carbs is big for before and after your workout when you're coming in here, because we need the energy, we need the protein. Protein is important for us to keep on that muscle while we're burning the fat. So I tell people, outside of everything else, the food hydration is important, especially it's getting hot. We're getting towards the summer. Everybody wants to look good, but hydration is important. If our hydration is low, our metabolism runs slower, and it makes it harder for us to at least lose the weight that we want to.
Yeah, and great tips. And this might be something that you could take with you, add to your routine already. But if you're one of those folks at home who says, you know what, I need a little guidance, I need a little help along the way, Coach T's got you.
Coach T is here.
She's got you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll be back with some more Good Day right after this. Stay with us.